Good afternoon. How are you? My name is Lana. I am an education and training developer with extended learning at the Dalhousie University Faculty of Agriculture. I've been asked to give you a few words about the careers that I've had in agriculture and kind of how I got to my job now. So I kind of have to go back to high school, actually. So when I graduated high school, I had no idea what I wanted to do for work or what I wanted to go to school for. So I took a few years off, ended up being 10 years. I worked at a restaurant, which was a lot of fun. It was great work. However, you can't do it forever. So when I finally decided I needed to go back to school, I was pretty old. I mean, you can go back at any time, but it does get more difficult the older you get. So I ended up having no clue what I wanted to do, go back to school for. So I knew I liked plants. I like growing plants. I like making more plants, caring for them, growing food. So I decided to go to the agricultural campus in Truro, Nova Scotia. And there I took a diploma in ornamental horticulture. So I ended up getting a job working at a fresh cut flower and a plant farm. So I grew all sorts of plants, perennials, got to care for them, which was really, really great work. It was outdoor work. There was a lot of exercise. It was a really, really good job. Really, really difficult work though. I ended up applying for and getting a job then at the women's prison here in Truro, Nova Scotia. So that was really, really interesting work. I taught 8 courses in how to grow plants, how to make more plants, how to do a vegetable garden, how to start your own business, as well as just job skills. So the goal of the program was that we could teach the offenders job skills so that when they got out, when they were released, they would have be able to apply for jobs and get some jobs. So it was really interesting work. There was a lot to learn. It was never boring, so it was neat. From then, I decided that I was going to continue my education. I got a bachelor's degree in agriculture. When you work at the agricultural campus, they actually pay for a little bit of your education. So it took me a lot of years and a really long time, but I ended up getting my degree. I started doing international development work about 8 years ago. So that's what I currently do now. So I get to travel to developing countries and help them develop curriculum and do teaching skills and so that they can improve agriculture and food security in their areas of the world. So I just wanted to show you a couple pictures um, of what I get to do. So this is the world, obviously. So here we are in Nova Scotia, and I get to work in the Caribbean as well as I get to work in Ethiopia and Uganda. So over here in Africa, I spend a lot of time. So in Ethiopia, their agricultural system is really quite different than ours. They have very, very small farms, and it's a lot of subsistence farming. So they farm to survive. So they carry a lot of stuff by hand. These are some guys out there, and they're fishing on Lake Tana. So they have a really different system than ours. So you get to learn a lot about another culture when you're working there. These are typically some markets that you would see in Africa, so in Ethiopia specifically. So this is where they would buy farm animals. And then these are kind of just outdoor markets that you would normally see. And you can see that in the rural areas, they actually build their house out of sticks and then they put some clay and then they bake that in the sun. So it's a different culture than ours, which is neat to see. The youth there is so vibrant. They're just wonderful youth and the teachers we get to work with, everyone we meet. They're really kind. They're very, very generous. They're very giving and very inspiring to work with. So this is some examples of agriculture. So you can see here they're tilling their field, but they till it with oxen and they till it all by hand. You see animals everywhere there. They just wander kind of all over the place. And then the people walk miles and miles and miles to get to where they're going to town or to market. And this is just an example of one of their villages. It's kind of all pieced together, made out of scrap materials. The food there that they eat is really different as well. So you can see here, this is coffee. This is how they take coffee. It's a coffee ceremony. They eat this chickpea called shiro, and it has injera. So it's like this pancake thing. If you want a chicken for dinner, you have to go and buy a chicken. So in Uganda is another country I get to work in, which is a beautiful country, beautiful people, and they have really great agriculture there. So we get to work with a couple of the colleges, and so we get to teach the teachers how to teach better as well as how to improve the agricultural practices. So we get to work directly with the farmers as well and teaching them on different techniques in agriculture as well as how to teach their students agriculture. We were even able to bring some of our Ugandans to Canada, which was really fun. So they'd never seen snow before. They were always cold, but they had a lot of fun. And then we get to do some really fun things when we're out and about as well. So in Uganda is one of the 3 countries left in the world where you can actually trek with mountain gorillas because they're nearly extinct. So we were able to actually go and trek with these little mountain gorillas, and we saw a huge family, about 15 of them. We got to feed a giraffe, which was one of my favorite things to do, as well as you really get to meet the people. So here we met a bunch of the youth in the village, and they followed us around for a while looking for sweeties, for treats. We ended up giving them a bunch of fruit and some water. So I guess what my point is to you is you can do anything out there, right? So pick something that you're passionate about because then you'll love doing it and then it doesn't really feel like work, then it's just kind of fun. So that would be my experience and my recommendation to you, as well as don't wait too long. It gets harder if you wait too long to go back to school and find out what your dreams are. Study hard, help each other, be kind, make smart choices. Good luck to you in your journey, and I know you'll do amazing. All right, bye-bye.